Boss Words Media back at y'all for another round. And fight fans, we're here. Fight week. The big event goes down this weekend. As I've told y'all before, I'm excited about the day itself. I love big fight days. I love, fight parties. So, for that I'm hype about. I'm excited about that. But the actual fight itself, I'm not too excited over the fight itself. I think, to be honest with you, a bigger fight was Spence versus Crawford. I thought that was the fight of the century. Like, Spence versus Crawford, because they were both in the same weight class. They were both two guys that dominated the sport. They dominated their weight class. They just so happened to be in the same weight class as they dominated the sport, and all roads led to them meeting up in a mega fight. I felt more excited about that fight than I feel about this one. This one, I'm excited to, get together with friends and such, but I'm not looking forward to this fight in terms of like what I think is going to be an all-time great fight, or I don't think it's gonna be that. But at any rate, one thing that I just want to touch on real quick, man. Don't let the old media narrative, don't let the Canelo narrative, as you watch this fight, if Canelo wins, they're going to start telling you that Canelo is the greatest fighter of all time. They're going to tell you that. Old media, knowing that Terence Crawford jumped up practically 3 weight classes to take this fight, Canelo wouldn't even budge 1 pound. He wouldn't even budge a single pound. He wouldn't even go to 165. Not even 160. Forget 160, not even middleweight. I'm talking about he wouldn't even go to 165. He wouldn't drop down at least 3 pounds to make it, because Crawford did fight at 154. So if we're going to call Crawford a 154 fighter, Bud would only have to go up 11 pounds, let's say, and Canelo just has to drop 3 pounds just to give a little bit more of a level playing field. But Canelo wouldn't even do that, because that's how much he's concerned. He's concerned in terms of, I don't know, if I give this guy any slight of advantage, it could end bad. So no, he has to come all the way up to me, 168. Knowing he's never fought a single fight at 160, let alone 168, he made him come all the way up to 168. So they're gonna tell you, because Canelo already laid the foundation for that. He already planted the seed, telling you that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. He's already playing. He said this in the press conference leading up, as they were building the fight. He said Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. And, the media was like, whoa, he said he's better than Floyd. So that became like a little debate for a little while. But come on, Terence Crawford himself will probably tell you, Floyd's Floyd. We all trying to get there. We're all trying to get to his level. Floyd's Floyd, so, but Crawford nonetheless is in the conversation, which is a tremendous accomplishment in and of itself. But he's telling you that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather because he's laying the foundation for if and when he beats Terence Crawford. What he's gonna do is he's gonna say, in old media, he wants whoever gravitated to that comment and took heed to it and believed it, he wants those same people to say Canelo's the greatest of all time because Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather and he beat Crawford. Therefore, this makes him better than Crawford, makes him better than Floyd Mayweather. This makes him better than Muhammad Ali, Ray Robinson, you name it. They're going to throw the gauntlet at you of names that Canelo is better than. So I just need y'all to take this fight with a grain of salt. That's all. Enjoy the fight. Enjoy the fight night. It's going to be electric. It's going to be a beautiful night. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing the son of legendary boxer Fernando Vargas. He's going to be in there co-main eventing with Liam Walsh, who can punch, you know, and Vargas comes from a pedigree of a legendary fighter, so I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be some good fights. But don't let them deceive you. If Canelo Alvarez wins, he simply won because of the size. Don't let them trick you into that narrative that, oh, this was a fair fight. I love something that Virgil Ortiz said. Virgil Ortiz said something incredible. He said, Terence Crawford is the greatest fighter in the sport right now, pound for pound. But what does pound for pound mean? It means if all fighters were in the same weight class, this will be the person that beats everybody. This will be the one that reigns supreme. That's what pound for pound means. But because they're not in the same weight class, the pound for pound title doesn't mean anything. Because they're not in the same weight class. They're far off. So he made an excellent point. You know, yes, Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best in the sport. He's #1 pound for pound. But that title doesn't mean nothing if you're in there with somebody that's not your weight class. Somebody that is not in your weight class, you're in a full disadvantage. I'll borrow somebody else's phrase. I'll quote Dante from Dante's Boxing Nation. He made another great analogy. He said, it's almost like Canelo's size advantage against Terence Crawford is almost like two Olympic races or two races, and somebody gets a head start in the race, and now you got to catch up to that person. You're giving them like 2-3 seconds of running ahead of you, and now you got to catch up to that person. That's another great analogy, because it's not a fair level playing field. It's just not. I don't care what narrative people are going to try to spin. People are trying to say, oh, Terence Crawford's bigger. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have a fight at that weight class. Even if you go up 2 weight classes, you have to have a fight there, because there's a difference. Your body may not be able to be, you might even get more tired because your body is now carrying more weight as you're throwing punches and as you're moving. Your body has to carry more weight, has to sustain more weight, so you might even get tired faster. Getting hit with 10-ounce gloves, as opposed, yes, Terence Crawford spars with bigger fighters, but they're wearing headgear and 16-ounce gloves. Getting hit with 10-ounce gloves is completely different, especially when there's no headgear. So there's a lot of things that we have to factor in. Don't let them get you caught up in that narrative that if Canelo wins, he's the greatest of all time because he beat the guy who's the pound for pound king right now and an all-time great. And so if he wins, and plus, like he said, Crawford's better than Floyd, so if he beats Crawford, that makes him better. No. Don't fall for that. That's all I'm saying. Canelo wins, take that victory with a grain of salt. I'm Wise for Wise Words Media. Peace.